It's your business partner. So.
While you're at it, throw in the third.
But what's that?
And while you're at it, throw in the third.
Yeah, I mean, let's put them all out there. But no, let's leave a review for Prosper. And let's just talk about like how amazing Karnak is, and just say like the owner is incredible, the space is amazing. And if you wanted to say it, you could say that my favorite beer is here, which is La Fin du Monde, and that is very selfish of me to say because I just really don't want them to get it off the menu. And I'm scared that they will because everybody drops it. It's so expensive. Like the cost is expensive, but it's a good beer. La Fin du Monde. Yeah, this beer right here. That clearly I've already sold a lot of because I've told everybody about these. But this is just, one way I want to just give back to him for opening the space to us and letting us, hang out and talk shop. And it's a great place. And the food is good too, Cardi. I don't know if I told you that last time, but it is good. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Carmen. I love it.
Thank you.
This is like the power of community, right? Like being able to be here, having someone who will give us a space to use, and then also being able to help support your business. Victor, my second bestie now. I'm gonna have to figure out who I'm gonna put.
I apologize.
But someone who
your bestie is.
Thank you for putting this together. You always you're such a cheerleader for me. I appreciate you.
You really are, Victor. I love the way you support me.
Oh my gosh, Victor is he is the best. And I'll also say too, I'm supposed to be in Houston right now, where I'm pretty sure it's not snowing.
A tornado hit Houston today.
Okay, so the grass isn't always green. Did it really?
Yeah, it did.
Like a bad one?
Yeah, you got a few homes you pass it in that summer.
Yeah,
Businesses actually.
What happened to
My
you?
in-laws spent down
Tornado.
Oh, it always is fast.
I didn't see you
That's
yet.
why I'll take the spot.
Yeah, there's my first bestie. Okay, you guys, if you're part of
Yeah, we show them this office.
We are.
Okay.
you can be our second
Oh, so
bestie
you
too.
trying to steal those thunder, baby?
No, but let me tell you guys about Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is awesome.
So my vault that I have, right, like Veena's vault, is all of my Zoom calls that get recorded. Elizabeth, out of nowhere, starts posting notes for my calls. When I say there's a whole secret talent in taking notes, it is something that I really could have done better in college had I had that skill, and I did not. But she's incredible, and she just started posting notes, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. So now she actually posts notes for all of the Veena's Vault members. So when you guys log in and you see those incredible notes, I like to take credit for them, but really they're not me. They're all Elizabeth.
What's your amazing content?
Teamwork makes a dream work. I think that this is like a classic example of collaboration, right? So thank you for that. And she's incredible.
Elizabeth, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give her a round of applause. Because really her notes are phenomenal. If you're not careful, you won't be able to do multifamily.
I know, I was about to say, what's your number?
Nick has already recruited her.
You about to be busy. What's your shop?
She's going to charge $10,000 an hour.
Price going up.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Forget multifamily.
Victor, do you have a topic you want me to speak on specifically? Or should I talk about why multifamily is amazing?
Well, besides multifamily is amazing, you can talk about, your team if you want, how everybody here has a certain topic they want to learn, right? So what I've learned is that there's more than one thing that you're good at, One of the things I'm good at is connecting. And so this
Is that why you're called Victor the Connector?
you're awesome.
Oh,
That's why you're the queen of multifamily, right? And so if there's a topic that you all want to hear, I have a topic. What's your topic? It's not just about me, it's about me giving back to y'all. It's like you make the trip, we're here, you have the experts. Is there anything you want to talk about right now?
Right back here.
What do you got?
walk me through the steps of what it takes to actually purchase your first multi-family. I'm talking
Okay.
about financing, I'm talking
Okay.
about how to read a T12,
Yeah.
I'm talking about all that good stuff.
Okay, he wants to know all of the steps to buy a first multifamily.
But talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Talk to you like you're a 5. Can I talk to you like you're a 3.5-year-old? Because I have 2 of those and I'm like, this is probably going to involve some Cocoa Melon references.
That's okay.
Okay, how long do I have? Like 4 days? 10 years?
From like Cliff Notes.
Cliff Notes, okay. Unfortunately for you, fortunately for you, brevity is not my strong suit. Unfortunately for you, brevity is not my strong suit. Okay, so first and foremost, so I always talk about the 3 kind of pillars or tripod, the tripod or trinity. I'm learning new words for 3 of multifamily, right? So first you're going to have your acquisition, then you're going to have your capital stack, and then you're going to have your operations side, right? So first and foremost is acquisition. And let me go even a step before that, right? So first and foremost, you have to establish who you are as an investor, right? What is your brand? What is your buy box? What's your criteria? And I promise you, if you say, like, oh, we'll buy anything that makes money, this is not a good strategy. Just trust me on this.
It is
It is not good. It is not good. You really want to have your strategy dialed in. Okay, so the first thing is like, set up your brand, decide who you are as an investor, decide what you're going to be doing, right? So that's like going to be the very first step. Once we have that down, right, we're going to start reaching out to brokers. And if you guys are doing creative financing and you're sourcing deals directly from the seller, I don't really know how to help you because I don't do that at all. So I have to rely on like Pace Morgan and other people who know this way more than I do. But if you're doing on-market deals, you're going to start reaching out to your brokers. And you're going to start telling them about what you're doing, who you are, what your buy box is. And okay, I'm going to give you like the best tip when you're starting out. Do not email brokers from a Gmail email address. I know this is the easy way, and everyone wants to send an email from Veena buys multifamily at gmail.com. Do not do it. It costs you $6 a month to get a Gmail email address. Very cheap, very easy to set up. I don't know how to set it up, so that's as far as my knowledge base goes. But there's like Fiverr and Upwork, or probably someone even like in this room knows how to do that. Please set up a real Gmail address, because in the world of multifamily, we are elitist and we are snobby, and we like to think we're better than everybody else. And so that means you have to like walk the walk and talk the talk, right? Like we did a whole entire Zoom for 3 hours while I was on vacation about vocabulary. And it's not because I told you guys anything revolutionary or exciting. It's because I want you guys to not go to a broker and say, oh, I have private money lenders. No, that's not a thing in multifamily. We just don't use those words. Not because they're wrong. It's just like not part of our world. And you want to talk like you are part of this world even when you're first starting out. You want to make sure that you are having conversations that set the bar and set the tone for your experience. And so it's like, it's very much like fake it till you make it. So, okay, who here has a Gmail address? Just go ahead and confess right now. I don't mean your personal email, I mean like your professional email address. Okay. The next time I ask this question, like nobody's hand has to be up.
What do you mean, professional?
No, not I'm saying your professional email address. You cannot be raising your hand saying that you have a Gmail address.
No, I have a professional through Gmail.
Okay, I use G Suite as our professional.
Exactly.
So like our info at iPhone. I mean like is someone emailing
I have a
you?
domain through Gmail and I have an email for that.
Excellent. That's what I'm saying. That is so
That's
you
why I
raise
raised
your
my hand.
Okay, so anybody who raised their hand, like just establish a professional email. Trust me, it makes a difference. I, as an investor, and as a just like a potential partner or advisor for you, I immediately disregard you if you send me anything at gmail.com. Okay, so this is like very easy stuff. Okay, so you're gonna set up your company, get all that done. You're gonna reach out to your brokers. You're gonna explain your buy box. You're gonna start creating those relationships, right? So you're gonna tell your brokers like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. This is how I'm capitalized. And you're gonna start talking about all those things. You're gonna build that relationship over time, right? Like brokers, it takes a lot of time to build that relationship, at least until you close the deal and they make money from you Then they really remember you very quickly. I can't imagine why. But then after that, what you're going to do is, let's say you find a deal you like. You're going to start underwriting it. So initially out of the gate, you need a very quick way to look at like 100 deals, 200 deals, 500 deals in a month, right? So establishing your buy box is going to rule out like 50% of those deals, right? So they're going to be like the wrong year of construction, the wrong market, the wrong asset size, the wrong price point, and you're going to say no to all of those. Like, don't even look at them, don't even think about it twice. Like, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Just say no right out of it, okay? So, yes. Yes, I'm talking about Monopoly, and it's funny because this is Alvin's brand that we're encouraging and
We don't do that.
Quick question.
Yes.
So when it comes to underwriting, right? So when you're referring to your broker, you're talking about your real estate agent that you're going to use, or you.
That's a good question. Yes. Okay. So the question was, when you're talking about your broker, you're talking about the real estate agent you're going to use. So I'm talking about your commercial broker. So this is somebody who lists and sells commercial real estate.
I know, right?
And not a real estate agent. Like, okay. So here's the other thing, especially, how many of you guys are invested in single family? Like, okay, there's not as many hands as I thought there were going to be. Okay, those of you that are invested in single family, you're used to like looking for a realtor that is investor friendly, right? That's going to like help show you listings, et cetera, et cetera. This is not the same world in multifamily. In multifamily, you're going to have a commercial broker. So anything that is 4 units or less, we don't count as multifamily. Multifamily is only 5 units plus. That is the definition of multifamily because it no longer goes, in Texas it doesn't go on the truck contract anymore. So 5 units and up is a different kind of broker. It's going to be a commercial broker. Now here are your like major brokers for the most part. They're going to be JLL, Joplin and LaSalle, CBRE, Walker and Dunlop, Newmark Knight Frank, IPA, which is part of Marcus and Millichap. Who else am I forgetting? Who is this? I was making up words. But those are going to be like really your big brokers, right? And you can go and you can get on all of their lists for free. Your company on it?
No, he's being smart. Don't repeat it.
What about vision commercial?
You guys can leave after I'm done. You're going to be talking about this. Alvin!
Yeah,
You're in trouble.
caught it
You're in
now.
trouble.
Because you did it.
Alvin's in big trouble. Okay. So you're gonna reach out to these brokers, you're gonna get on their list. They want to sell you deals. This is how they make their money when you close a deal successfully. So build those relationships with those brokers. They will put deals in front of you. There are always deals that none of you guys will ever see because they send them to me first. You want to be those people. You need to get, we have pocket listings in the multifamily world. We call them soft marketed deals. Okay, so this is again like a vocabulary thing where we have to be elitist in the multifamily world. So we call them soft marketed. Hey broker, it's so nice to meet you. This is my buy box. This is what I typically buy in this market. I love the Charlotte market because there's the #1 increase in STEM jobs there. I really want to be in this market. In fact, I have to be in this market. Do you have any soft listings available? What do you have on market? We don't care. We're happy to pay you and we're happy to involve you. And when we exit the deal, if you do a great job for us going into the deal, guess what? We're going to use you again on the exit and you'll be able to double it. Right? That incentivizes the broker. So the last, gosh, it's got to be at least 3 deals that we have done. We have not been the highest price offered. Like a lot of times we're number 2, number 3, number 4 in terms of price. 1, we compete on terms, but 2, and more importantly, we really focus on building broker relationships so that brokers now know that we are, 1, we're going to close. There's a surety of close. But 2, we're easy to work with. They like working with us. They want to talk to us. They want to celebrate with us after we close a deal, right? And so for us, that has actually been kind of like a little bit of a secret weapon because what happens is, let's say someone else comes in at, I don't know, like $80 million, right? And we come in at $78 million. Well, now all of a sudden the broker's talking to the seller and saying, like, listen, I know it's $2 million, and I'm gonna make less money from this too, but Veena's gonna close this deal, and she's gonna make sure it gets done, and it's gonna be super easy and super smooth. Whereas this $80 million offer, like they may or may not close. You might call out an escrow, you might have to start all over again. Yeah, and so it's really about establishing that track record, establishing that relationship. So you're gonna talk to your brokers, you're gonna find your deals, then you're gonna underwrite your deals.
And the broker's the one who's gonna provide you all your T12, your red rolls,
Yes.
all that stuff, correct?
Yes, your broker or your seller, depending on how you're finding your
And
deals.
the way you get that is by sending them your letter of interest, or what do you
No,
prefer?
no.
Okay.
Okay, so the question was, do you have to send an LOI before you get financials? No. I have no idea what I'm offering on a property until I can see your T12 and your rent roll. So first I want to see your T12 and your rent roll. So it's like, show me yours and I'll show you mine. You always want to be doing it second. Okay, so the first thing that you're really going to have to
He's like the
do...
first one shows loses.
Is that a thing?
That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing, right?
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do, you're probably going to get asked to sign a CA or an NDA or some kind of confidentiality agreement, which is fine. You sign those all day long. You're going to sign that, the broker's going to send you the T12, they're going to send you the rent roll, and then you're going to do like a very preliminary underwriting. So by this point, you've already taken out like 50% plus of the deal. The more you can say no to by this point, the better off you are. Then you're going to look at the financials, and you're going to do a back of the napkin or back of the envelope underwriting. I like to call it back of the envelope, but I'm realizing that more people like to call it back of the napkin, so I don't know, whatever, either way.
The napkin is smaller.
Yeah, but like, what if you are in an office and you have an envelope and
The
not
napkin is probably more accessible.
Yeah, nobody mails anything anymore.
Then that's like on the iPhone analysis.
I don't even have envelopes anymore, we like do everything
Oh,
through.
that's a good point.
Yeah, everything's email.
It's
Oh, I
awesome.
forgot.
Mail something.
All right, Courtney has a good point. Okay, fine. We're doing a back of the napkin.
Paper towel.
A back of the paper towel analysis. We're gonna invent a new analysis. So we're gonna do the back of the paper towel, back of the napkin, whatever you want to call it, right? And that's really gonna give us a really quick and dirty look at the deal. It's like a quick and dirty analysis. That's what this means. And what it's gonna tell me is this a deal we're gonna do or not do? Is this a deal that's worth pursuing further? Right? So let's say all of that comes out and it's like, yeah, this looks great. Well, then we're gonna go into the deep dive. And then we're gonna complete a full underwriting. Once that full underwriting is done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue stress testing and scenario testing it simultaneous to submitting our offer. This is where the LOI comes in. So we're gonna send the LOI. Now, for those of you guys working with brokers, you can ask the brokers like, hey, what is guidance on this asset? Or what is the whisper on this asset, right? What's that?
What is it trading at?
Yeah, what do you expect us to trade at, right? And these are all words that are going to like perk up your broker's ears because they're going to be like, oh,
They're
yeah, what you're talking about. Yeah, whisper,
That's
you're like
dirty talk.
fancy. Right.
Very good.
Right. But all this really means is you just want to know what price they think it's going to trade for. And then, their job is to represent the seller and get the highest price possible. So take it with a grain of salt when they say this, right? Yeah, they're not going to tell you the truth. Just the same way they're like, well, this is a 7-cap Class A asset in downtown Manhattan. If you can charge like quadruple the rent to the people who can't even afford it, like, okay. So the first thing I do when I get broker pro forma is I throw it out. And I'm sorry if there are any brokers listening to this, but like realistically, it's optimistic. What it's great for is being able to understand what a potential business plan looks like, right? And you have to adjust it and make it more realistic for what you're looking to do and what you can do, right? And the other thing I will say too about brokers, like a lot of people are like, oh, I can do this without a broker involved. For really experienced sponsors, when we exit or buy assets, even if they were like a friend, right? Like if Alvin is selling me a deal, do you know the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, hey, Alvin, which broker do you want to
Okay.
use? Right? Yeah. Because, well, I don't want to.
That's true, though.
He's my friend. I don't want to be mean to him, but like I also need to get a really good price for my investors, and so like I'm gonna kind of beat him up a little bit, right? But I don't want to be a bad guy. I want him to still come out and like have a drink with me. So I'm gonna be like, let's get a broker involved, and we're gonna put a broker in the middle of us, and then he's gonna be like,
Couple
Veena,
lawyers in the middle.
why